So when I'm on stage, I think of me in my bedroom as a kid with like a hairbrush or whatever like thing I could use as a microphone. That's where I'm at. I'm like, hey, Jose, you made it here. Like now there's people watching. I've always wanted to make music. That's the one gift and the thing that I'm lucky for. I've always known that what I wanted to do. I feel like there's a lot of people that are kind of like not law, they're still figuring out what they want to do. And since I was like 14, I've known that I want to make music. So it's kind of like lucky. But as I've gotten older, there's moments in my life that I do get like what I'm asking for. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to be a musician. And I find, and at least my circle of musician friends as an artist, the closer you get like this weird fear of like, for me, it was always like, I was always self-sabotage, you know? Because I'm like, oh, it's here. And then as I've gotten older now, I'm just like, this is what you want. Ride with it. You know what I mean? There's no reason, there's no reason to, sometimes you just got to coast. You know what I mean? It's like, this is all that hard work that you've done is for this. So why, sorry, excuse my language, but like, why fuck it up when it's like, it's right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I've gotten better at, that it's like, I don't have to go out necessarily like and party because like something was succeeded. I can just like absorb it and then you go, okay, what's next? How do we make that successful twofold, or even that, how do I help somebody else get to where I'm at, or learn, like I appreciate all the mistakes that I've made to getting here because I've learned I'm very stubborn and hard headed sometimes, and I've also learned that about myself. And sometimes I'm like, am I being too stubborn? You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, it is about art. I think it is about helping other people. Um, because as alone as you can feel, like someone's always feeling kind of the same way. You know what I mean? Or someone can relate to anything. We're all still, I always talk about the human experience. But when you said that about like serendipity, like, oh wait, I asked for this. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm always asking. And then I get it. It's like it's okay to like appreciate that you got it. You don't have to feel shy that like I get to be a musician. A lot of people want to be a musician and can't. So I should like when something good happens to me musically, I should be like, yeah, hell yeah, I did it. You know what I mean? And always be like humble, but at the same time, like use your gift. Yeah.
It's a process to stop self-sabotage. It's a process to accept the blessings and to allow more.
Yeah. It's like harder than actually getting the success. You know what I mean? I'm like, just exist in the success. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's I think back a lot. I'm a kid from like Hartford, Connecticut, and I live in Santa Monica, California now. Through music, you know what I mean? There's also a lot of different views of success. You know what I mean? I could be a millionaire, or I could just be able to make music on a daily basis, and people care about it. There's a lot of music that nobody cares about, and maybe there's money towards it, but nobody cares about it. So it's like also figuring out what kind of artist you want to be. I think the way you present your art is very important to the creative process too. I love performing. It's like I love making music, but when I'm making music, I'm thinking of how am I gonna put this in front of people in a way that not all music has to be positive. I can talk about something negative, but it should be because because not all stories are happy stories. I mean, there's some sad stories, but it's like, hey, this was crappy, but it was because I had to learn this side of the crappiness to know the other side, that the positive side. Or I mean, my biggest plus too is and negative thing is I live in delusion sometimes, but it's that I'm overly optimistic. But as you were saying before, I think that's the part of me that you were saying, like I wanted to stay a kid because I think that optimism in my head comes from having this mindset that I don't want to, not that I don't want to grow up, but I don't want to. I feel like children are the most creative because there's no barriers. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm okay with like failing. And it took me a long time. It's like it's okay when you fail. It means you tried. And that's it. You should be proud of just getting there. Just getting there. Um, Through music and anything that I do as I've gotten older, I hope that that's like what is resonating. More now I get more inbox like, "Hey, I'm proud of you," and I'm like, "Yeah, you should be proud of yourself too." It's like art is not easy. It's almost like the world works against you to make art, but that's like the beauty of it. I was like, hey, like everybody's going through something, but it's like I got to create this art, even if it's for you, even if you're making music or you're drawing, your doodle, it's still like it's part of being human. It's like in a world that's all numbers now, or just like, oh, how many impressions does he have on his Instagram? Blah 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 blah. And like, I'm caring less and less about that and how art makes me feel and how I can create art to make people feel a certain way. There's nothing more beautiful than art and music. Like I was just talking about running earlier. There's nothing I can do that if I'm running and a song comes on that hypes me up, and I'm gonna run faster. I mean, maybe if I take a like injection or something, but you know what I mean. It's like there's nothing spiritual in the sense of like that. I could be on mile 20, and then a song that I love comes on. In my head, I'm like, oh, I can make it 3 more miles. I'm good. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, it's necessary. I can't live in a world without art or music.
People talk about the concept of an inner child. Do you feel when you're creating, it's whether you're on stage or in the studio, do you feel that kind of connection coming out?
It's the playground. Like being on stage to me, there's nothing. I feel the most. I mean, I guess honest to myself, which I feel like is being a child. Like I'm like I don't have anything to hide. Is on stage and when I'm writing my songs because that's when I'm most vulnerable. But it's also when I'm the least like scared. You know what I mean? Like on stage, like it's funny because it's like I used to get stage fright, and I guess you get used to it. But once I'm up there, it's like I think of me at 14. I think of like when I was a kid. I remember I bought a little boombox, and I would sit and try to record the songs on the radio, and I would be in my room all day just listening to music. That's all I wanted to do. So when I'm on stage, I think of me in my bedroom as a kid with like a hairbrush or whatever like thing I could use as a microphone. That's where I'm at. I'm like, hey, Jose, you made it here. Like now there's people watching. It's just like I don't have to close my eyes, but then there's people. I can open my eyes, and I wouldn't get there without like when I'm called immature, I'm just like hell yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. Like why do I need to be mature all the time? It's like I don't know. There's something beautiful about just not caring and just doing something. Never be like malevolent, obviously, but like the person that we drove by in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? Probably being his own kid in his own way. I'm not who am I to judge, but he's probably having a great time sitting in the middle of traffic. Not the most safe thing, but you know what I mean? It's like, but we're, maybe not us, but there's a lot of people judging that person. I'm like, oh, why did he do this? But you don't know that person's life. You don't know. And to me, when you're a kid, like when I see a bunch of kids together, you never really see kids pick apart each other by like, and I mean, they'll pick and they'll bully each other and stuff like that. But there's no like they don't care about race, they don't care about anything. They're just like, hey, we're all just in this. We don't know anything else. So that's why to me it's like when I'm on stage, it's like I don't know anything else. I just know that I want to play my songs and I want to bring people together, like back in the day when everybody's like in the playground together and we're just playing tag and playing, just chilling. Life's already hard enough. You know what I mean? Like why make it harder?